So hello everyone. Thank you, Suleiman, for introducing me, and thank you, Saurav and Taiman for the introductions and explaining the system so briefly and in a great way. So I'll be continuing the presentation, and by the way, I am Cemil Soylu. I work as a senior network architect in Türk Telekom. And thank you in advance for to everyone who's following this presentation. So I will start with Türk Telekom's Access Vision. I think I need to talk about our virtualization vision first to explain where Türk Telekom positions itself with regard to SEBA. As TT, we have been doing detailed work on virtualization for a long time because we think virtualization will play a very important role in future networks, and we believe virtualization and disaggregation together will offer the right solutions. I think as telco industry, we all are already aware of astronomically increasing connection numbers and increasing bandwidth requirements. Everything started to be part of some clouds or gets integrated with somewhere, right? So to meet these needs fully and timely, we envision to build future access networks on common infrastructures. The common infrastructures to be established will be able to address the need for different services. This is what we foresee. We think that establishing these clouds infrastructures at various levels rather than at the same level will enable them to meet various needs. So what actions have we taken so far? What has Türk Telekom done to this end? First of all, Türk Telekom took an active role in many open source platforms and standardization bodies, and we closely followed activities related to how new networks should be configured. Later, we did a detailed analysis of the services we provide and checked which ones can be virtualized. Then we decided to continue channeling our investments into the areas that we deemed fit for virtualization. And thanks to the hard work, our team members, the ONF and stakeholders, we believe we succeeded in making Volta SEBA Access Network to become the most advanced and mature solution that is available today. So Türk Telekom has this vision, basically, multi-access edge cloud vision. Even though our network isn't implemented the way this slide proposes, we absolutely believe that we will encounter this network model often in not so far away future. The aim is to ensure maximum level of closed loop automations, also ensure having a platform that can do resource and fault management, also ensure autonomously working network that applies CI/CD principles. So coming up with a compatible orchestration platform seems to be inevitable. At this point, I should mention that Türk Telekom closely follows the most compatible orchestrational tools and evaluates them. And to be brief, we think that it's possible to develop a network that converges fixed and mobile in cloud infrastructures at different levels that provides services over a single type white box hardware, and that conforms with the low delay principle, thus allowing the use of many new technologies such as AR, VR, V2X, and 5G technologies. So this may shock you, but TT has decided to go with SEBA, and I will try my best to explain the reasoning behind and how we want to use SEBA for field deployments very briefly. Türk Telekom's aim is to present its access network in a disaggregated manner. As you know, the OLTs we traditionally use in our networks are bulky systems. So each system needs to be set up in the central offices along with many features you don't use. This is what SEBA changes. It offers a more compatible structure for tier 1 operators such as TT. In the bottom side of this slide, you can see a decrease in the variety of equipment as we come closer to the edge central offices, leaving only white box OLTs. Meanwhile, we aim to position compute and leaf structures at the more central locations. This will allow a single pod to manage a large area. And here I should share there is an ongoing discussions about pod dimensioning. And all I can say that as TT, we want one pod to serve more than 30K customers. And to give an exact number, our goal will be around like 128K customers in a single edge. So far, I tried to explain the parts which we believed were well-defined in reference designs and the minimum productization works done by the ONF partners. Now I want to mention something a little different since it contains some customizations for operators due to its nature. And what I'm referring is the OSS/BSS integrations and how SEBA Central can manage such critical work. We created a new solution with Netsia, and Süleyman Çimen already mentioned about this. We are proud of this new platform, and we believe that this product can be a common platform for every operator despite the OSS/BSS differences, because we always try to follow well-defined standards on MBIs. And we did our best that the SEBA Central platform is designed to address operator needs to a large extent. I think we built a very clean and neat interface, and SEBA Central makes it possible to run operations such as provisioning, alarm ticketing, and performance monitoring. And the great part is that the most of the operations can also be done on the UI as well. I will let you have a peek to the graphical interface, graphical user interface in the upcoming slides. So I'm just parking this here, and I will move on to OSS/BSS box. Since I talked regarding all of the other boxes you see on this slide, I will switch the topic to there. And we are aiming to run many operations ranging from provisioning, alarm ticketing to performance monitoring over our OSS/BSS systems. And we are luckily that TT is currently using a very good OSS/BSS system. Currently, TT uses a system that can handle so many important actions, and I can share that zero-touch provisionings, which are done in a flick of a second, as an example. And let me say you that. That isn't a very easy task to integrate SEBA with already a great working environment, which is our OSS/BSS. And also, so I can also say that we are on the right track to achieve this by the end of this year, hopefully. So. In the meantime, we conducted various activities with the ONF to achieve our vision. And so very briefly, you can have a look what have we accomplished with the ONF community. We are a member of the ONF at partner level since 2017. Our purpose has always been to help carry this platform forward. We kept our focus on SEBA to turn into a telco-grade platform that can be used in the field as soon as possible. And you can see some of the important actions we took in these periods on the slide. And under the leadership of the very valuable ONF community, we took part in reference designs along with other operators and supply chain partners supporting this project. We think reference designs are very important to minimize bifurcation and ensure standardization. I want to thank to all colleagues who contributed to previous designs, and want to say that we are honored that the community entrusted Türk Telekom and Netsia leadership of the latest reference design. So I would like to tell all stakeholders that we started working on the new design, and that we'll continue our efforts along with all the other stakeholders. In the last 2 years, the ONF formed several brigades to take action swiftly in matters that were important for the platform, and we always strive to contribute to these teams. We supported the community together with Netsia on various topics such as, Saurav already mentioned actually, technology profiles, multi-T-code, multicast, Mac learning, scalability, device management, and it goes like that. And of course, our support will continue in the future. After the features of the minimum product were determined by TT, DT, and AT&T, we took part in activities led by the ONF. Once the activities had matured enough, we took upon the field installation, which we care a lot. We have been running the triple play service in the field with great success since the end of 2019, as Süleyman stated. We gained a lot of valuable experiences in this period, and we continue to work on the improvements. Finally, we share our experiences and the feedbacks we get from the field to make sure that the necessary improvements are made on the relevant platform. So, Türk Telekom activities. As I said, we continued certain activities internally to encompass some difficulties that's caused by the operator-based differences. And here now, I will show you the NMS User Interface, and you can see the graphical user interface that I mentioned earlier. When developing this design with Netsia, we strive to make it clear and simple. We want to enable each parameter that can be collected or configured by Volta and SEBA to be managed by the user interface. As the improvements in Volta and SEBA continue, this interface, of course, will be adapted accordingly. And but we can say that the resulting product currently meets our requirements. And it would be difficult, not to mention pointless, to put all the screens here. So I just added a couple of the important ones. And on the left side of this slide, you can see our homepage, and which welcomes you with a tree topology. And on this topology, you can see and control many things related with edge sites, leaves, OLTs, and ONTs. And also, dynamically, you can observe some alarms on different levels. On the right-hand side of the slide, there are other screenshots which shows the ability of the interface. So you see some provisioning, alarm ticketing, and performance-related things. And I want to say that you can provision on very different levels, from edges to subscriber services. And this is what I like about this design, because the range of the operations that you can do is very extensive. So now to talk a little about Türk Telekom's roadmap. Just a second. Okay. So here you can see a high-level roadmap of Türk Telekom. Following the completion of the first product activities, we've started to move forward with the rest of our work more quickly. Together with all stakeholders who believe in the platform, we think that the next big step is to help this ecosystem grow. And we hope that the interest of the operators and supply chain partners in the platform will grow exponentially, since it's a great platform. We will do our utmost, and as we believe that this project will grow stronger because it takes its strength from open source. Having said that, our primary target as Türk Telekom is completing SEBA Central improvements and OSS BSS integration within Q3. In this way, we will be ready for the field. Of course, during this period, we are planning to increase the frequency of our field trials to try out the new features and the amount of the feedback we receive. After we are done with all of these, it'll be easy for us to begin the rollout planning and we can easily start to do some mass deployments. Okay, on the 2020 deployment. So I want to talk about what we need to meet all our targets in 2020. So we believe that there needs to be some deployments to be done actually as soon as possible. Having said that, first of all, let me tell you that while I was preparing this presentation, community already started to work on these subjects and took many actions about these topics I'll mention now. We've had the opportunity to work with a truly great community. We just need to quicken our efforts in certain areas in order to see a telco grade product on the fields up and running. So one of these areas is the upgrade scenarios, and I'm well aware that it's not easy to achieve this on such a complex domain, because different types of equipment needs to be upgraded, and the types of the equipments I'm referring are basically compute nodes, OLTs, leaf switches, and there are operating systems that all of them run on. Also, we need to have a way to do the upgrades on the Volta SEBA components seamlessly, hopefully. So it's a huge topic, and I think this is an issue we need to look into a detailed manner and find a solution to before it causes any problems on the field. And having said that, the other topics that I want to talk about are the stability, security, and the HA matters. And those must be brought up to telco grade as well, since they also affect the field operations. And lastly, I want to remind everyone about larger scaling on the bigger pods sites. Increasing the customer numbers in the pods will be very important for rollout planning and integrations. And I already shared actually the intention of having 128K customers on a pod, if it's possible. Actually, that sums up what I want to say in this slide, because I already mentioned the other bubbles in the earlier slides, I think. I want to thank you all for listening me, and if you have any questions, I'm glad to hear and try to answer them.
Well, thank you very much. That was terrific. And